Hello, everybody. Sorry if we
Hello.
are
Oh, wait. It
a,
was.
a little bit late, but we were doing the update because, as always, you waited until the very last minute before the live stream to unlock a stretch goal. Good news is we are at 380. I don't know.
Yes.
Numbers.
$380,000. So we unlocked our. I don't know the number anymore. Nothing makes sense.
Yeah,
We are
they,
really, really high. We have a lot of things unlocked. Yay.
we have really its numbers are getting kind of chaotic right now, so anyway. Hi guys, let's start from the beginning. Today we are here because we only have 3 days left for Outgunned adventure on Backerkit. So 3 days, it's already been almost 20 days, almost 3 weeks that we are here with this campaign. For me and possibly for Simone, this looks like the past day looked like they were like 1 day and 3 months at the same time. It's I can't recall my life before this campaign, and I believe that's the same for many of you who have been here with us, during these days, talking and unlocking stuff, and having hopefully a little bit of fun together.
Okay.
So
My pocket kit as well. It was a.
yeah.
Okay. It's all
Okay.
delicious. Okay.
Sorry.
That's good.
So 3 days left for Outgunned Adventure. We will do another live stream in 2 days. We will do another live stream in when? No, Thursday. I don't know the days in English. I'm
Thursday,
sorry.
it's giovedì italiano.
Yeah, and it's really hard. But we are going to do a live stream, 1 hour before the campaign ends. So for us European, it's going to be at 11
11
p.m.
p.m. Central European time.
Yeah, which is, I believe, 3 p.m. Pacific time.
No,
Possibly
9, 2 p.m.
2 p.m. 3 p.m. Um, so yeah, so for the European round, it's going to be a late night. But before we talk about what's going to happen in the next 3 days, we want to take a moment to see what we've unlocked so far, or or the stretch goal that we managed to unlock in the past days. Usually weekends are slower. Usually the weekend before the end of a campaign is much slower. As always, rules don't apply to you. You do whatever you want and you unlock what you want when you want, apparently. So it's been a crazy weekend. More than 20 Ks between Saturday and Sunday. So we managed to unlock 2 different stretch goals, plus also a special stretch goal that we unlocked for a community goal for smashing our record of the numbers of
Of
backers.
bakers of Outgunned. We are right now almost 200 bakers above the Outgunned record. So, yes, what to say? Thank you. As always, there's always so many of you.
And so let's take a look. Where were we? So at a certain point during this road, we unlocked Furious Wasteland. We've talked about this in the past. This is something that was made during the campaign because too
Wow.
many of you asked. And despite the fact that personally me and Daniela didn't have a chance to watch Furiosa because we were doing this campaign. Simone could just yesterday.
Yesterday, I managed to have a couple of 3 hours left in it. The movies are becoming very long, so it's hard for us with a little child. But we managed to watch Furiosa. I really enjoyed the movie overall, and of course the wonderful world building of Mad Max is always a pleasure. So yes, we are ready for Furious Wasteland.
And this is something that so many of you asked, and this is also why we do, crowdfunding campaign, because it's always a way to get in touch to you, to hear from you, to understand. We didn't thought about, to be honest, a post-apocalyptic kind of flick, but it makes completely, it makes sense with the game, and we enjoyed, as possibly all of you, the Fallout series, and so
Yes.
it was a cool idea, and we stole it from you basically. And so Daniela had really to rush through this through this artwork, but of course, as always, I think she nailed it. Now let me see if I can find the last role that we unlocked. Yeah, here it is. So after Furious Wasteland, we managed to unlock the Hunter, which is the 10th and last role for Outgunned Adventure. Now the Hunter, it's a nerves based role. So it finds its place near the ace, the captain, the agent, the hired gun, and it fills, I believe, a gap. So it's going to be focused on survival and shoot. And this is something that you don't find in many roles. So the hunter is going to be your role if you want to be kind of the guide of the group throughout the wilderness. And yes, also very cool artwork from Daniela, clearly inspired by Sir Sean Connery in The League of the Extraordinary Gentlemen. So that was the kind of vibe we were looking for. Pretty obvious in this case. So, moving on, we managed to unlock, I don't have a picture here, but we unlock a D12, which is going to be a grit die. Here's the 12. A grit die is basically something that comes from our previous campaign. We didn't actually plan on doing grit dies again this time, but many of you asked, you want a full set, so we decided to turn it into an extra stretch goal, because some days ago we surpassed our record of backers, 2,700 backers, which is a lot of you. We thought it would be worth celebrating this with an additional D12 grit die, and it's basically, what's a grit die? It's a tracker for your grit, which is basically your health in Outgunned. So instead of having to fill all your boxes, you can simply put a die on the table and change the face to the amount of grit that you have lost during the session. And the number 8 and 12 have special symbol to remind you that when you hit the 8th box of grit, you just hit a bad box, which means you get a condition. When you hit the 12th box, that's called a hot box, and will actually give you an adrenaline rush. So basically it will make you a little bit more powerful right before the end, the final blow that will possibly kill you.
Left you for that.
Yeah. Then again, we unlocked something weird. We have anticipated that we were going to feature something weird in this campaign. We've done the map with the little plane already. We've done the passports, and now we are moving to weirder and weirder stuff. One of the weirder thing I believe that we did for this campaign was the camp coasters. Here, Simone, do you want to present us the coasters?
What are the camp coasters? Basically, a set of 4 coasters. That is the stuff you put under a glass if you don't want to ruin your table, if you have a good table, in this case. And we thought it would be the perfect spot where to put some useful guideline for camp rules. Basically, a very small list of action you can perform during a camp, which is the adventure, to put it easily, the adventure side of a timeout, with a little bit more things to do, of course, because you are adventuring in wild places, probably, so you will need to camp somehow. And it's very cool. You can leave it there on your table and then turn it and read the action you can perform during your camp, and then turn it again and enjoy your tea, like I do, since I don't drink no more.
This is something that we thought would really be cool for 2 reasons. One is that these rules wouldn't fit in a standard poker card, so they needed more space, but we wanted to make a token with the rules that had a kind of meaning, and I believe that coasters have this, conviviality theme going on, that will really, convey the whole camping experience. And also, as we were saying with Katerina, it's always handy to have a coaster that you can put around your house to kind of lure new players into your web. So
do you know what this is about? It's a role-playing game called Outgunned Adventure. Come.
And now you're
Let
playing.
me explain it to you.
And now
A
you're
couple of questions from the chat. Why number keep rising? Thank you guys so much. Nicola asks if can action flicks from Outgunned be used in Outgunned Adventure? Can we do Outgunned crossover? Of course. You can use every action flick from volume 1, let's call it volume 1, or volume 2, even in your Outgunned Adventure.
There's one
Of
thing.
course, there will be a couple of mechanics that are typical of a Outgunned core book. For example, chase mechanics, like we said many times, and there are, I think, 2 or 3 action flicks. There are a couple of pages dedicated to that kind of mechanics. So that, of course, it's more useful if you own the Outgunned core book. But apart from that, you will find plenty of things useful in Outgunned Adventure as well.
We are also trying to be, as clear as possible. If there are some rules that you cannot use from Action Flick Volume 1 into Outgunned Adventure, it's not because they are not compatible, it's because Outgunned Adventure doesn't use that rule. So it's not like I will find something useful in Action Flick 1 that I cannot use, but it's something that Outgunned Adventure doesn't per se use. So that's the difference. But many rules like using magic or, cyberpunk stuff.
Just to be clear, it's 100% compatible. As Rico said, we don't use chase rules in Outgunned Adventure, but you can. I mean, you can easily put them in there, and in this case, you can use also the chase addition that are in Action Flick 1.1. So everything is for you to craft and create your own game perfect for the session you have in mind. That's our main goal, and it will always be in the future as well, giving you tools and ideas for settings and such.
And we'll also we will try. That's always a difficult things here going on, but We will try. We want to make everything as compatible as possible. Of course, Outgunned Adventure is not a core book; is a standalone supplement. So it cannot, substitute the Outgunned core book, but it has enough that you can play with it alone without lacking something important. So yes, that I would say it's the difference. It's not like they're not compatible with Action Flick Volume 1, but there are going to be some things in Action Flick 1 that will refers to rule that Outgunned Adventure doesn't have, but less than 10% of the book, to be honest. Also, there's a question about, has the Outgunned Adventure campaign given you guys a better idea of what to expect for the next game campaign, or do you think there is something special about this one that has caused so much engagement? That's a hard.
Yeah, that's a very hard question. It's a question we, of course, ask ourselves, and we will ask ourselves a lot. After the campaign ends, we will check the data and the numbers, and we'll try to grasp what's happening in a positive way. I mean, why a lot of people were engaged, what we like, what you liked. So it's basically an open question for us. It's what we do, like how, because when we are not writing games, what we do is trying to figure out why you buy our games, just to put it simply, because we want to get better at communicating with you. As we always say, the communication between others and audience, between us and yours, it's really at the center of our artistic production, that what we call our game in this case, in every aspect of it, in the art, in the writing, in the packaging, in the production. We want to make sure that we are on the same page. That's it. So we don't know. We will ask those questions in the next weeks and months.
I really don't know if this is going to be like from now on. I guess we are doing 400k campaign, or this is just Outgunned. What I can say is that there's a lot of things going on with this campaign. There's a lot of history. There is a lot of there's a lot of love for Outgunned, and a lot of love from other games. We have done a lot of different games, and I think all the audience are kind of merging into Outgunned Adventure. I really don't know. But we'll see how it goes, and we'll take it as it is. They're asking if there are any canon LGBTQA+ characters in Outgunned. That's a tough question, because as opposite to Household, in Household, for example, there are LGBT characters because they all have their backgrounds,
their backgrounds. They have huge backgrounds with a story and everything.
So it's easier to spot them, and also we did write a backstory for each of them. Here in Outgunned Adventure, actually, characters are just representations of different roles, but not all of them have a name, not all of them have a backstory, and usually these kind of things come up as we play them, and so I don't have a canon answer. I can say that we personally perceived and played June, which is one of the characters you find in the quick start, as an LGBTQ+ person, but that's, I don't know if I can say that's canon, because it's not written anywhere. That's our take.
You can ship, thanks, Marcus. Yes, you can ship them. Yeah. They are much more open characters than the ones in Household, of course, because they have the Household characters has their own history, while these are a part of your story. So it's up to you, if you decide to use them, of course, to give them a background and history, a compelling ways to link them to the story, the treasure they are searching for, and etc. That's the. You already did. I was sure.
I know. Sorry, there's another question about typos. If you find, we will deliver the PDF.
We won't release drafts, but we will release the full PDF as soon as we finished writing and the layout, way before sending it to the print house. So you will have time to mail us if you find anything strange in it. Usually, at least core books and adventure is no different. We try to release the PDF at least a couple of months before sending it to printing, so we and you both can have time to take a look at it.
It's hard to call it a draft because we don't do draft ourselves. We write directly.
Right in the layout, in the final layout directly.
That's because it's the only way to balance to know if the art will fade, and we have this policy of everything starts and ends in 2 pages. You don't have to flip a page to read the end of a rule. It's all everything. It's very OCD laid out, and that's how we like it. So the only way to do is write basically directly on the layout program. Moving on, after the coaster we unlocked an action flick, Mighty Swords, and this was very anticipated from you all, and that's why we kept it at the very end of the campaign. And first of all, before we say the good things, I am going to say it's already written in the update. This is the last action flick of this campaign, 10th and last action flick, and it's something that many of you asked for. It's not fantasy per se, it's what we called it an heroic, sword and sandal, that kind of stuff. We are talking Conan the Barbarian, Xena. Also we have put the 13th warrior inside as a reference because we love the movie, because it's kind of what we are aiming for. So it's going to be about swords, and it's going to be about heroic stuff, but not fantasy in species and elves and dwarves and D&D stuff. Not like that.
There'll be swords, for sure.
Yeah. I know it's already a fun favorite one, and also, as always, very beautiful take by Daniela on this whole genre. Of course, we couldn't help but go for the iconic, Arnold Schwarzenegger pose with the hands on the sword, as in Conan the Barbarian. We had to do that, but also Daniela wanted to pay homage to Red Sonja as well. So we kind of had, I think we kind of met each other halfway between Conan and Red Sonja, but the armor has some cool references to Xena as well, to one of the most famous attire from Xena, Warrior Princess.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's basically it. Next stretch goal that we have announced is the key card, and key card. I'm going to show you the full adventurer and hero pledge as we speak, so you can see all the unlocked stretch goal, all that stuff that that we already unlocked in this campaign if I missed something. What are key cards? This is a very small addition to the deck, but it's something that we thought it might be useful, and it also gives us the perfect occasion, you know, to talk a little bit about key items. So key items are basically items that will lead you to the treasure. So a key item could
You
be,
need to get to the treasure.
so it could be a key, an actual key, it could be a map, it could be a piece of information, it could be a sheet of paper, it could be like that stuff from, you know, the mummy that opens the book. It's some kind of key as well. It could be a letter, it could be a ciphers, it could be what you want, but it's something that you need to get your hands on before you can actually find the treasure. And key items are very important because they are, as the words say, they are key to the story that you are telling, and for that you cannot lose them by mistake. You know, we are always trying to come up with ideas for making your story as climatic as possible, as similar to a movie as possible, and key items will help us with that, because you can only lose a key item in two ways. Because you are in a specific shot in your campaign, because, for example, the heat is at a high level or something, or because your rival, because the villain of the story take it from you. They will have the power to take it from you, but you cannot lose it as any other, you know, object. So, for example, if you have a gun and if you jump over a bridge, you risk losing your gun or your rifle or your backpack or your compass or whatever. But a key item, if you lose the key item, you will instead lose some grit, or you will face other consequences. So basically you are paying the price, but you're not losing the item. So that's a special rule that we added because it would feel weird, it would feel anti-cinematic, you know, if you have found the key to the tomb of the mummy and then you fail a roll and the key just falls into a river and then you cannot move forward to the story. So we found this idea. And key cards will serve two purposes. One, of course, they are token that you can give to the player who is holding the key, and also they will have on the back all the rules for managing a key. So what happens if you are about to lose a key, how you can use the key, and it's always cool to have this little token / reminder, you know, and yes, that's a nice little addition. Yeah. Can you share any plans you have for what the next Outgunned will look like or be about? No, we can't. No. We have a very clear idea of what the future of Outgunned is going to be, but we will not talk about this until we have delivered.
We finished our work with what we need to give you. That's a lot of stuff, like you probably know. There are an entire new giant book, 10 new action flicks, a lot of things going on, another mission dossier. So we have a lot of works on our hands, and then we can assure you that we have plans. Of course, like we said, we were waiting for this campaign to happen, but since it has been so successful until now, we for sure want to prosecute. We want to go on with Outgunned. So rest assured, we will talk about it later.
I would
Please
say
enjoy what you have now before launching yourself in the. I know it's not easy. I'm serious. It's not easy just wanting to the next thing, but we can assure you there's a lot of things going on happening in these books you will get in hopefully some months from now. So stay here and we will think about adventuring until the adventure is complete.
thank you for all the new backers who are joining us in the chat. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Aboard.
It's a pleasure to have new people on board.
I just want
If you
to
have
say
questions,
that
of course, please ask. If you don't know who we are, I'm Simone, is Rico. Well, right now we skip presentation, but it's full of people that doesn't know us. We are part of Two Little Mice. There are three of us. There's just one other person, which is Daniela, which is probably busy doing art somewhere. It's drawing somewhere. We are the author of the game. So if you have any kind of question, please ask and we will answer if we know the answer. If not, we will just tell you. I don't know. We don't like to lie.
I can say that you will definitely like what we are going. I'm sure that you will appreciate what we will do, hopefully, after Outgunned Adventure. But usually, when I anticipate stuff, you keep us accountable for it. So since we might change idea in the future, I don't want to give you false expectations. Otherwise, you are going to hate me and Simone forever. But if things go the way we intend them to go, you will be happy about the future of Outgunned for sure. Let just leave it here, leave it there. And sorry.
Also, as we tell this idea of genre books, we like very, very much. Campaign is going strong, but we will honestly prefer to wait until you get them, you receive them, and you read this genre book to hear what the feedback are and to know how to proceed with the line.
Yeah, and of course, Caterina as well. Caterina, if you don't know her, she's our translator, so she's the reason you can actually read
only
this stuff. But yes, Simone was referring to the owners, to the founders of Two Little Mice.
Company. Plenty of money.
Yeah, Guy, I mean exactly that. I'm not going to read your comment.
I love the idea of 12 extended universe to refer to Caterina.
Definitely a little mice by now. Caterina, a little mouse. Caterina has done all of our games, so it's really mostly thanks to her that you can actually play the game, and you don't have to rely on these two crazy Italians, shouting words, moving their hands to explain the rules. Back to the campaign, I don't know I think it's worth a mention, of course, that we unlocked also the physical assistant director booklet, because I think that we only talked about it in the Italian live stream and getting mixed up with all that stuff. But in the campaign, we also have some booklets. There is one of them already out. This is called a mission dossier, and this is Project Medusa, and this is basically a booklet with a 3-shot mini campaign. I know many people who, since we have very packed shot, it's a 3-shot campaign, but many people needs 4 or even 5 sessions to actually play this. So it's kind of a medium campaign for Outgunned. We are also making another one of these, which is called Fall of Atlantis, which is going to be especially for Outgunned Adventure. And now we have a third one, which is called the Assistant Director, which will be written by Matt Kay, who is the designer for the solo rules of Forbidden Lands and The Walking Dead by Free League. And the Assistant Director will feature tools and advices for directors, for GM, on how to build and how to deliver their sessions and their campaigns in both the original Outgunned and Outgunned Adventure, which are very different, campaign structure. But also now, thanks to you and thanks to the unlocked stretch goal, it's going to feature solo rules. So you can play Outgunned solo or GM-less if you want. And also they're going to, the assistant director, it's going to feature what we call the hot shots, which are basically, I believe 6 to 8, I don't know how many will actually fit in the book. That they are 1-page storyboard for your shot. So not a full shot, but a 1-page, which is really enough, to have a full structure of a shot. And they are going to give you ideas for, basic pilot shots, so first shot that you can build on your campaign afterwards. Yeah. Is the digital art going to be included? The digital art from the first Outgunned will not be included in this one. And this might change in the future, but right now we can't make promise, because all this stuff is done by basically me and Simone. So it's Simone who is actually loading the file and sending the file to a list. So even it's something small like giving another kind of file, it gets tricky. So I can see why you might like that, and I will totally try to make this happen, don't get me wrong, but I cannot make this promise for Simone's sake right now.
Really, we don't know, because as Rico said, that's the two of us with a couple of more people doing basically everything, and since it's a great campaign, we will probably end up with something around 3,000, maybe even more than 3,000 backers, with 5 hardcover books, both digital and physical, and 3 booklets, both digital and physical. A lot of things going on. People who pledge for everything, just new stuff. So I really don't know how I personally will handle everything. But as you know, we will keep you updated during the following weeks after the campaign ends. And if we manage to find a solution and find everything is working certain way, we will communicate this immediately.
They're asking if we want to make an hardcover assistant director, and honestly, we thought about it. Yes. We haven't reached the amount of pages to do an hardcover, but as you know, there's plenty of stuff that we can add to that book, and I think Matt would be thrilled as well to turn it into a full-blown book, at least I believe. The reason we are not doing that, to be as always transparent, is that if this become an hardcover, the production the deadline will be much sooner for Matt, and also we'll have to translate this from English to Italian. So it'll probably, usually we translate from Italian to English, so it's easier for the layout, because Italian is longer, so the text only shrunk. But this time we'll have to translate it to Italian, so it's going to be longer, so we will need additional time to the layout.
Having this as hardcover would mean a tighter deadline and more content, both of things. And like we always say, we prefer to keep things that we can control, because everything can happen, but if we know what we're doing, we can manage, like we did on the other campaign, to do what we can and deliver as soon as we can, in line with what we say. So that's basically it.
And that's, please forgive us if we are always, explaining all these details. I know most of you probably don't care about production and timing and all that stuff, but I think as crowdfunding become more and more used in this field, if any of you want to do their games and they are listening. This is also a learning opportunity, and I think, and Simone thinks, and Daniela as well, that it is kind of our duty to be transparent on everything and not like, keep the corporate face and say, well, think about that, we'll see, that's so please bear with us. I know sometimes it's too much explanation, but hopefully it helps somebody. So as always, we've been chatting for almost an hour. We are 1,000 euro closer to the next stretch goal, and thank you for this. Thank you for this campaign. I cannot really stress enough how these whole things blew up. I don't know how to say it in English. How this got bigger than expected in a good way. These numbers are crazy, really. It's unprecedented for an Italian campaign to reach this far, it's really something, and it means the world to us that you are following us in this project. For a fact how passionate we are about Pulp Adventure and Outgunned, so just wanted to say that we are very, very happy, and I honestly can't believe that we are talking about 400,000 euros goal for an indie game that made by 4 people. So thanks, really. Thank you so much. Was just catching up with the chat. So I guess we will see each other in less than 3 days to follow together the final hour of this campaign. So we're going to read.
Yes, so it will be an intense live. We will watch as the final hours will unfold, and maybe, if we are up to it, we will see together how this great stuff from Backerkit will go, at least for a little bit. But for whoever of you speaks Italian, want to remember that probably tomorrow or the day after, so before the end of the campaign, we will have someday, I don't know, a live stream in Italian as well. Lo dico anche in italiano per se ci seguisse qualche amico italiano. Avremo anche una live prima del giorno di chiusura, quindi martedì o mercoledì, non ve lo sappiamo dire, come sempre lo diremo all'ultimo, perché è così che funzionano le cose quando stai in mezzo a una campagna. E ci vediamo anche allora. Thank you.
Thank you, guys, and yes, Paolo, I will assure you that we'll tell you the name of the cover adventurer of Outgunned during the final live stream on the 20th, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. So guys, we'll see you for the end of this thrilling campaign. Thank you so much for supporting us and for being here. This is all for today. We'll see you on the Backerkit page.
Bye.
The grand adventure has returned. The world out there is full of unexplored jungles, lost pyramids, and cursed temples that are just waiting for an unprepared explorer. Your next journey starts today. Collapsing floors, creaky bridges, poison darts, fire jets, and rolling boulders. You can expect all that and even more. But if I know you, a handful of deadly traps won't be enough to stop you. You have your eyes set on the treasure. Wherever this journey may lead you, you will rise to the challenge. Outgunned. Adventure awaits.